Hello dear friends, welcome to another stock veil video. The guest of this video is Broadcom Incorporation. As in every video, we have questions at the beginning. Based on our analyses, we try to give you the answers to these questions one by one. I want this to be both a stock and analysis video, and at the same time, a technical training video for you. I try to do this in every video. I hope these are quite nice and useful for you. Actually, what will you see in this video? We will show why the stock went up, its critical levels in the past, what the current technical outlook means, its supports and resistances, and if our stock advances further, its possible targets. We will also show if there is a risk here, and if so, how you should evaluate this risk. And finally, as a joker, if I were in your shoes. I try to share my thoughts on how I would follow this stock. Now let's start with our first question. Why did the stock go up? Especially on April 1st, as you can see, there is an upward trend here from the beginning of the past year, that is until December 10th. After that, we have another upward trend. Let's share the reasons for these together. Broadcom, or rather Broadcom stock, is one of the most remarkable stocks in the market over the last 1 year. As you can see, we already have a 210% gain here. We need to divide this demand into two parts. The first part took place between April 7th and December 10th. Then, a serious profit-taking occurred in the stock, which is this part, frankly. We encountered a profit-taking that reached up to 30%. Frankly, after March 30th. There is a recovery in the stock here again. We already have a 47% return here too. Therefore, we went from $290 to $440. Actually, at the center of this whole story lies a single theme: artificial intelligence, during the first major transition period in 2025. Investors noticed or tried not to notice that Broadcom is no longer an ordinary chip company. Because the company was announcing very strong growth figures, especially on the artificial intelligence and data center side. Custom AI chip deals made with giant companies like Google, growth in data center infrastructure, and the contribution of the VMware acquisition to the company had begun to attract investors' attention. Which you can already see there is an upward movement here. Let me even do this. There is a starting point for my stocks here. For a long time, the market saw Nvidia as the leader of artificial intelligence. However, investors realize this: GPS alone are not enough for AI to work. The back-end infrastructure of data centers, connectivity systems, and custom AI processors are also required. This is exactly where our Broadcom stock steps in. For this reason, the AVGO stock entered a very strong uptrend for months. Let me show the first part, as it is here. However, when we came to December 2025, things started to change a little in the stock, and fortunately, every rise has a pullback. We already see this here. Let's draw a Fibonacci here to make it more meaningful. It corrects it. Because the stock had risen very fast, expectations had grown excessively. Even if the company's balance sheet came in strong, investors shifted to the thought that all the good news is already priced into this, and as a result, profit-taking began. So, frankly, our profit sales started in this region. Another important detail was the statements made by the Broadcom management, although the company said that growth on the AI side continued. Some investors worried that it could create pressure on profit margins. This increased the selling pressure. Selling pressure will increase in this region, and unfortunately, we slide right down. But the actual noteworthy situation was at the beginning of 2026. On March 30th, the AVGO stock gained a strong upward momentum again, and as you can see here, we had a 47% increase. Well, we said these here, but when we ask what the critical levels in the past are, we see that the stock is currently at historical peaks. When we go back before the pandemic, we have come from $12 up to $400. There is actually a massive rise. Even though it looks like we don't have much of a resistance ahead of us right now as support and resistance levels, we have to draw a Fibonacci extension level anyway. Now, our historical peak was at 411, as we said, on December 10th. We are currently trying to break this. It doesn't mean it exactly broke it. We haven't quite broken it yet. However, when we look at the 50-day moving average, we see that it is currently acting as support for us today. As for the current technical outlook, as shown here, as long as we stay above this 50-day moving average, our stock will probably try to push above the 415 level. Our supports are currently at 415. And it sees it perfectly here. We think our next target will be the 474 level. This brings a 15% profit yield. We can share these as possible targets. And after that, if this positive atmosphere is fed by the market, the 474, 519, and 552 levels can be shown as the places to be targeted in the first stage. What would I do? The most important question of this video. As you can see, 415 is acting as a good support for us right now. In fact, it seems to have maintained this support quite well in the approximately 1-month period from April 22nd to the present. Let me clear the chart again and draw a Fibonacci retracement level here without creating too much clutter and frankly without tiring your beautiful eyes. As you can see, when we look at the weekly chart, you understand that some things become even clearer. As you can see here, selling pressure comes below 415. But we see that we are currently meeting every single sale. And when we switch to the daily chart, let me say again that the 50-day moving average is acting as support. Purchases can be attempted here because a harsh wave of selling did not come. Currently, those who want to sell are probably trying to sell. They sell and leave. But new buyers replace the sellers. This is a very important thing. Because of this, hopefully, it looks like this stock will continue on its way. If you have watched up to here and haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you can subscribe to the channel. You can like this video. I think such actions of yours will provide us with a lot of support. Frankly, wishing you all great profits.